Hello everyone! I have been working on some updates for the RMB block editor, and in this video I want to show them off. Before I begin, I would like to thank the folks over at the World of Daggerfall project, who have been very friendly and supportive and who have been a great help in my development during the past month. So yeah, go check out their work. I will leave a link in the description of the video to the Daggerfall Nexus. Okay, so what have I been working on? There are a few things. I will start with some of the updates to the editors for different objects, like 3D objects and flats. So if we come here and click on this, we can see now that this is a new element in the UI. What this does is it lets us cycle through all of the different crates that we have in our catalogs. So this is a feature that was present in the World Data Editor, but not in the RMB block editor. And I thought it was a very nice feature, so I decided to also include it here, implement it here. So you can do this for models that are part of the catalog and that have other items in the same category. What exactly I mean about this category and catalog, we'll find out a bit later when we look at catalogs. But yes, it's a nice feature, I think, and you can of course also, like before, modify them by clicking modify and coming here to the object picker and picking something else from the catalog. Okay, so yes, this is for models. You can also do the same for flats. So like this lamp, for example, we can switch it around, or we can pick something else like this, and now we can cycle through all of the things in that category. Yes, be careful not to click too fast on the arrows, because this causes a bit of a bug here. You can see these, it generated a few of these objects outside of where they need to be, so yes, don't click too fast. I haven't been able to find out why that happens, so maybe it will be bug fixed at some point, but for now just be mindful of it. Okay, and the last thing that we can look at in the editors is the buildings. If we click on a building here, you can see that now we can see both the interior and the exterior and the interior, and we have a few new things here. We can export the building, and this creates a file which is a building replacement file. So basically it's the same thing that you get if you use the dump building command in game. Okay, I'm not gonna save that. And the other thing that we can do here is we can import a building either from the catalog or from a file. So let's first try it out from the catalog. Here we can pick a different building. I think I managed to click on the same one by chance, so let's go somewhere else. Okay, this thing, I guess. And here we can again inspect both the exterior and the interior of the building. And if we want to swap this one that we have in the scene with this one from the catalog, we can choose what we want to apply from the building in the catalog. We can choose the properties, the exterior and the interior. The properties are these here: the faction ID, the building type and the quality. So let's say we want to change just the exterior, for example. Now we have this building, but but with the old interior. Yes, it's something that could be useful for either buildings that have no interior, or for I don't know, for custom buildings that you want to use the interior of an existing building that you have in your catalog, I guess. And the other thing you can do is you can import from file, and again you can choose to import the properties, the exterior and the interior. So let's come here and pick a building that I've worked on previously, and there we go, it's imported. And since we imported everything, we changed both the exterior and the interior. They don't really match, but that's beside the point. Okay, so that's all the changes on the editors. Now the more interesting and meatier part of the development are the catalogs. So what are the catalogs? Let me first demonstrate what problem I'm trying to solve with those. Let's say you want to put some sort of model into the game, but it's not already in the catalog, so it's not here. For example, I've gone and looked in the Daggerfall modeling program, and I found this thing. I'm not sure what it is, but it's kind of cool. So let's say I want to import this into the scene. What I would need to do is I would need to get its ID from here, and I would need to put it here in the catalog, and there we go. Now I can put it in the scene. But how would I remember this ID? I would need to write it down in a notepad or something. And every time I want to add a different model, I would need to keep track of them in a notepad or an Excel or whatever. Then it's not very user-friendly, let's say, and I wanted to do something about that. So I decided that I should implement a catalog system, and that's what I did. So if we come here to File, Settings, Catalogs, let's go to Models. This here is the catalog editor. Currently, we see the defaults that are loaded in the RMB block editor when you first run it and install it. And we here have all the familiar stuff like the clutter and so on. And we'll come to this part of the editor in a bit, but let's see how we can import and save in this catalog a model that's not already in it. So let's say we want to add this thing. What we will do is, like before, put it in the object ID. And now, if we want to save this item, we can see here that we already sort of added it in this part of the screen. I'll talk about these fields in just a moment, but we can save this item, and it appears here under all the others in the other category. And now, if we want to go and add it, we can go to Add Model, and as you can see, it's here in the catalog. Now, if you exit the application, if you exit Unity and come back in after that, this will be saved. It will still be here. All the changes you make in the catalog are saved in a file. That's in your Unity editor folder. So let me show you. It's here in Editor Settings, RMB Block Editor. Here are all the settings that are persisted. So this is the catalogs, and also also the climate. Yes, this is something I didn't mention, but now if you change the climate, it will be saved, and next time you load the application, I mean Unity, and run the RMB block editor, the climate and season and so on will be automatically loaded as they were, as you set them the last time. Okay, so let's go back to the catalog. Good, so we've added this thing to our catalog. What else can we do? Well, we can see here that we gave it automatically, it has, of course, it has the ID, and automatically we gave it a label of the same as the ID. So what we can do is we can put some other label here. So I'm really not sure what this thing is, but let's call it the cool thing, right? And now let's code that. Also, you can put it in a specific category that you like and subcategory. So let's give these categories some names. So let's say my custom items, and I don't know, I'm not sure what this is. I should have picked a better example, I guess, but let's just call this subcategory 1. Now if we save, we can see that we've changed the structure here, and we can find it in the place that we've put it in the subcategory 1. Also, what we can do is we can give it some tags here. What do tags do? Well, for example, if we look at some clutter, let's look at an X. Now, if I use the search field here, I can look for X, and it will come up because that's what the label is. But if I look for weapon, I won't find it. I'll find shelves of weapons, but not the X. So if I want, I can give each item in this catalog some tags. So let's say, let's give it weapon, let's give it tool, I guess. Yeah, that should be enough for now. And if we save it, now if I look for weapon, you can see the X comes up. And if I look for tool, again it's here. So you can use this to help for searching the items. If you build a large catalog, you might want to write some tags to help you when arranging stuff in the scene. Okay, so we've looked at the fields here, so we know how to change the label, the category, subcategory, and tags. What else can we do here with our item? Well, we can remove it from the catalog. So let's say I don't want an arrow in my catalog. When you click the trash bin, you will be asked if you're sure you want to delete it, so you don't make a mistake. And when you agree, you can no longer find the arrow in the catalog. Okay, so if you have some stuff that you don't need, you can remove it. And this brings us to this menu here at the top. The things that you can do here, you can import a catalog, you can export a catalog. This creates a JSON file that you can share with your friends or people you work with on a mod, let's say. Or you can just, use it at a later time. And if you want to use it, you can import it. You can also remove all the items from the catalog, and you can restore the defaults. And the last one here, which we'll look into detail a bit later, is you can scan for custom assets. This means assets from mods. So let's try a few of these out. First, let's remove all of the items. This removes everything, so our catalog is empty now. And you can restore the defaults by clicking this here. It asks you if you're sure, because if you have some stuff in the catalog, it will be thrown away, and the default stuff will be imported. So let's say yes, and we're back to the start. Okay, what else can we do? Well, let's first remove everything, and let's import our cool item again. So let's just save that, and now I can export this. Let's put it here in my catalogs folder. Let's just call this something that we will remember. So cool items catalog. Okay. And now if we remove everything again, and let's say we want to import it, here we'll be asked if we want to replace or merge. Let me just show you why that is useful. If we have some items here and we want to import another catalog, what do we do with the items that are already here? Do we want to replace everything with the catalog we're importing, or do we want to merge the new catalog into the existing one? So let's try both of these out. If we say we want to merge, we choose these. Okay, so now our cool thing is added to the default catalog. If we want to replace when we are importing, we will only have whatever is in that catalog that we are importing. Okay, so I think I've showed all of these, so let's now take a look at the custom assets. So what I've done ahead of time is I've gone and added some mods here in my assets, game mods. Okay, well, not here actually, it's in streaming assets mods, sorry. There we go. So here we have a packaged mod. This is the Daggerfall extended textures mod, which I'll leave a link in the description to. It's done by 9lan, and it has some very nice textures. And we would like to use them in our scene, let's say in our block. So what we can do is we can scan for custom assets, and again here we're given the same choice if we want to replace or merge. Currently our catalog is empty, so it doesn't matter. So let's say replace, and this creates for us a category named mods, and in here we have all of the Daggerfall extended textures models. So we have these banners here, which are quite nice, very beautifully done, and we also have somewhere around here there was a large building. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so here it is. It's some sort of an arena building, I guess. Okay, but the main thing is, now that we have all of these in our catalog, we can go to add model, and they are here, and we can place them in the scene like so. Very nice. Okay, and the other thing you might notice here is this test. What is this? Well, in this time in my assets game mods folder, it's different than the one that the packaged mods go into. but here I've placed my virtual mod or dev mod. So this is basically something that has been packaged with the mod builder here, and it includes some simple stuff. It includes one billboard image, right? It's not very Daggerfall styled, but whatever, doesn't matter. Sorry, and one model that we're going to see here. So these were imported when I clicked on the scan for assets, and here in the models we can see this this market stall, which was created by Diema, so thanks for letting me use it. And we can already add it into the scene because we've scanned and it's here. One more thing to mention here, this model uses the runtime materials script, so all of these textures that you can see are textures that are already in the game. This means that it will work with mod packs, with texture packs. So if you have like a Dream or whatever, the textures should automatically be changed and it will work. And you can see the textures here in the editor as well. Now this particular model is a bit big. It's I think it should be something like 0.8, but we can easily scale that, and it looks nice. Okay, so what would go nice with this market stall is some sort of merchant to sell their wares. So what we can do is we can come to our catalogs for flats, and again for flats you can do all the same things that you can do for models. You can change their label, category, subcategory, tags. You can import, export, remove, and restore the defaults. But what I want to do is again scan for custom assets. Let's say merge this time, and here we have the mods subfolder and all of the very nice textures from the Daggerfall extended textures. So we have all of these very nice new billboards with characters and animals and plants and so on. And let's find, well, actually let's first go to add flats and look for a good merchant for our market stall. Okay, Shady Argonian. I don't think he would do a very nice merchant, but I like him. Okay. I wonder what he's selling. And there we go. So we have our custom assets here in our block, which is great. And also we can add the flat that was in that virtual mod that I mentioned earlier. It also works with the editor, so it's also supported, as you can see. Okay. Also, something important to mention here. Not sure if you noticed, but we can see these custom assets in the editor, but I didn't really need to start the game. So previously, if you wanted to use custom assets, you would need to start the game here from play and go to the main menu, and then it would come to this tab when you play the game, and then when you get to the main menu you would need to come back to scene, and then you would be able to use custom assets for mods. So this is no longer the case. You don't need to play the game. You can just use these in whatever scene you are here. So you can use an empty scene and it would still work. Just something I thought I'd mention. Man, look at this there, so nice. Okay. So good. What do we do now? Well, the last thing we have to check is the catalog for buildings. They're a little bit different because, as you remember, buildings are not actual objects in Daggerfall. They are a grouping of objects, let's say. So they have an interior and an exterior. The exterior is composed sometimes of several 3D models and so on. So what we have for buildings here is our default catalog, as you can see, and when we select a building we can change several things. So like before, we can change the catalog stuff, so we can change the label, the category, the subcategory, the tags. You can save and delete, and you can also change here the properties of the building, so the faction ID, the building type, the quality, and you can see here the exterior and the interior, and you can import from a file. So let's click that, and again we have the options for importing to import properties, exterior and or interior, and let's choose a file. Let's go with this building again. If we open that, we can see here that for this item currently we would have these exterior and interior, and if we want to save this we can click here, save, and it's updated in the catalog. So now we can use this building. And again, like for the models and the flats, we can import, export, we can remove everything from the catalog, we can reload the defaults, and we have one more possible action here, because again the IDs are not something built into the game, so we can't expect to enter an ID here and find a building that's not already in the catalog. So if we want to add a new building, let's first just remove this one. If I can remember where it was, here it is. So let's remove it, and now let's say that we want to add a new one. Here we have this menu again. We would need to enter some ID for it. So let's say, let's go at 999 and let's give it some label, and we would want to import it. So let's use this again, and now we can save it, and our new item should appear here in the other category, because we didn't enter any category or subcategory for it. And there it is. And now if we go to add buildings, it's here and we can use it from the catalog. Okay, so that's what the catalogs do. I'm sure there might be some bugs and some things to fix, but I think it's already good enough to to merge it into the other development so people can play with it, and this will help me find the bugs faster. And yes, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful. See ya!